when they beat Fulham 3-0.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta liked what he saw. David Raya has been outstanding in goal. The one change in the back here, Ricardo Calafiori from leg one. Miles Lewis-Skelly once again gets the start in the midfield. Gyökeres had the penalty kick in leg one, 2 goals against Fulham. The 3 underneath him, Trossard, Eze, Saka, who captains the side tonight. Those were 3 substitutes in leg one that you and I talked about made a difference in that match.
Miles Lewis-Skelly, an enormous job in that central midfield area. Martin Zubimendi dropping to the bench despite leading this Arsenal side among outfield players and minutes played this season. Must confess, was a bit surprised to see that Zubimendi was not restored to the starting 11 for this one, as Daniel Siebert orchestrates the tossing of the coin pre-match. Bukayo Saka, where's the armband for Arsenal, and Koke for Atletico. Atleti just making 1 change from that first leg with Robin Lenormand coming in for Johnny Cardoso. How does that shift this second leg in your mind?
Well, I think what it'll look like is they're 4 in the back. When they have the ball, look more like 5 in the back with Giuliano Simeone on the right-hand side, dropping a little bit deeper. Koke, as you mentioned, next to Llorente, who's been that Swiss Army knife in this side. Julian Alvarez, 14 goal contributions in 14 matches. Of course, the penalty kick in leg one. Antoine Griezmann's days just counting down in an Athletic jersey. Boy, would he love to get to a final.
This match.
And so, all to play for in this second leg. 1-1 from the first 90 minutes in Spain. What will this grand stage in North London tell about what we will see come the Champions League final? The winner of this semi-final will face either Bayern Munich or Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Champions League final in Budapest in a few weeks' time. Arsenal have never won it. Atletico have never won it. They're the 2 sides in Europe that have played the most Champions League games without ever securing the trophy. They will look to change that this season. The Atletico in their change trip, Arsenal in their home trip, as we get this second leg kicked off from the Arsenal Stadium. Arsenal 1, Atletico 1 after 90 minutes in action. 90 and perhaps 120 more still to come. And it was Victor Gyökeres and Julian Alvarez who converted penalty kicks. Eberechi Eze won another, he thought, but VAR disallowing an early attempt forward here from Ben White. As well cut out there from an Atletico point of view. Arsenal playing with verve at the weekend, playing with an energy and a joy and multiple goals, which we hadn't seen from Arsenal in 8 games in all competitions. They put together a fantastic performance against Fulham that has restored a sense of confidence and belief in this group, and already they're to their feet on that far side.
Yeah, and I think that's why Mikel Arteta makes the decision to go with the same lineup. You talked about the freedom, the movement up top that they had, and as we mentioned, Trossard, Eze, Saka, those guys came in leg 1 of this tie and made a difference in the attacking part of the field, and maybe learned a little bit from that moment. Mikel Arteta did, but certainly looked good on the weekend. Of course, the pressure just a little bit different in this match tonight. Yes, Koke here, unsurprisingly, getting a piece of Saka in the midfield to be surely contested in this middle third from both sides.
And Bukayo Saka had sort of the ideal preparation for this. A goal and an assist on Saturday, and also got subbed off at halftime to preserve his legs as he continues his recovery from an injury, but looked as influential as ever.
Now, what now? What now?
For next season in La Liga, they're not going to win the title, they're not going to drop out of the top 4, so they make 11 changes and still manage to beat Valencia on Saturday afternoon. But now everything into it for all of their main contributors, for a side that has proven stingy but flawed at the same time, who scored many more goals you are accustomed to seeing from an Atletico side. But one imagines they'll play against the ball for large portions.
Oh, today having a bad. So you know what?
Tight Premier League season.
Arsenal knocking it about in possession. Miles Lewis Skelly playing the role of orchestrator in that central area. Came through into the first team as a left back as that header from Trossard is given away as a throw-in by Calafiori, electing to concede the throw rather than the goal kick to keep these numbers up high.
One thing we know about Calafiori, he loves to get forward, but as an attacking fullback, it's not always wide, right? He likes that inside channel, if you will. We saw a bit of a run there as Trossard trying to flick it on. Cholo Simeone, who we just saw on the screen, will have to figure that out defensively, and I think that's why we might see 5 in the back oftentimes, with Simeone dropping in to deal with Trossard and Calafiori.
Marc Pubil plays off that right side. Came on at halftime to play in that right-sided role, with Lenormand substituting in for then injured Giuliano Simeone. Is fit for this one as the challenge comes in on that right side. It will be a throw-in for Arsenal.
It must be said, in the second half of leg one, when Cholo Simeone did go to 3 center backs and allowed at that time Llorente to get forward. He took Giuliano Simeone off at halftime and Ruggeri to get forward as well. Gave Arsenal some fits, and of course certainly saw something that he liked from there, but as we know, it's not.
I don't know what's going on with it. Are you gonna do me like that?
One or a 5-3-2, but it's all condensed. If you're going to break it down in the middle of the field, it's going to have to be with some type of intricate movement, which Arsenal's not necessarily known for. Maybe that's why we see the 3 underneath Gyökeres today that we're seeing.
Well played there from Raya through the traffic. Trossard. A lot of positional versatility and movement in the team. Saka. Heavy tackle in there from Ruggeri, who's had some unenviable tackles.
I guess it's going to be horrible today. Don't keep going down.
Game last week, of course, Saka came in to defend him as well. Has done a really admirable job.
Just a bit too much contact there from Griezmann, and the Arsenal fans appealing for time wasting as Griezmann booted the ball away after the whistle had gone. The elements of gamesmanship that one imagines we'll see a little bit here from Atleti. They have gone away from that incredibly defensive style, and at times really turning to the dark arts. They do play better football, they score tons of goals, but still somewhere in the DNA of this club and Diego's ability to ugly up a game. Trossard. Free kick taken short. Crowd wants Rice to deliver. This is an easy catch here for Oblak. Some contact on the back post. Calafiori went down, and the crowd appeal as they would. Nothing in it from our referee Daniel Siebert, the German official who's in charge of this one.
Yeah, not much of a protest there from Calafiori as he got up, ran back, but it was Llorente who was marking him.
Now a chance for Atletico Madrid to have a bit of possession. Lenormand going back to Oblak. Challenge in the air, well done from Giuliano Simeone, who gets it returned to him from Griezmann. In a good position now, running at Gabriel. Early arriving is Alvarez. And it is going to be given as a goal kick, as Alvarez did touch it last.
Oh, good ball over the top by Griezmann here from the knockdown from Simeone. Watch the run right at midfield, right at the center circle. Watch Simeone just trying to get past Declan Rice and Alvarez, but you see the intent, and there's the grabbing there from Llorente. Quite sure he would have had a look at that ball as it had a little bit of air underneath it. Easy for Oblak to come, but certainly want to be careful.
Saka with the challenge in from Ruggeri. Arsenal have yet to lose in this Champions League season. The only team arriving to this stage.
Bro. What's going on, bro? Damn.
It's really amazing what they've done. Sorry, Chris, and being unbeaten in this Champions League. But of course, tonight is the night that they will be remembered by if they do end up losing here at home.
Overall in the season, they've lost only twice in this building in the Premier League to Manchester United and Bournemouth. Otherwise, they've won 22 times. They're one victory away from tying the record for victories in one season for Arsenal. Eze helping it out for Calafiori, who goes early.
Damn! What a boy!
To test Oblak from that sort of range.
And again, Chris, talking about Calafiori here. Look at him. He's central right now. He's in the center circle. This is your left back. We just talked about him taking up a position that's not always in wide areas. Answers himself from distance here. Doesn't give Oblak much to think about, but continue to.
Come on. Damn. That's how you keep doing.
Favorable draw to this point. Beating Leverkusen and Sporting on their way into this semi-final, but that the reward of succeeding in the league phase, being the top seed, the draw can't go in your favor. That's exactly what has happened. You don't have to make this second leg convert. Here's Ryan playing with Rice. White.
Bro. What is this?
Atletico, but Miles Lewis-Skelly, we talked about in the build-up, his first start in central midfield in the Champions League and already under pressure.
Yeah, he's trying to turn here and body off Llorente, who reads it and gets his body in between the ball and Lewis-Skelly here and draws a foul. A bit uncomfortable there for Miles Lewis-Skelly. He's receiving the ball in the midfield with his back to goal. Llorente does a nice job of picking it off and drawing this foul here. Really dangerous area. Sometimes tough from central parts of the field to find angles to play this in, but we lofted into that back post somewhere.
Alvarez and Griezmann deliberating, looking towards their coach as well. We saw Simeone gesticulating in the dugout. It's played short here. Griezmann.
A splitting ball that gets in behind the back four by Alvarez. And how about David Raya here reading the 6-yard box and just trying to push it away. As Griezmann gets here, it's a good read. Not much else the goalkeeper can do here. I think the referee gets this one right. It comes off of Simeone there and goes out of play. A good movement that unlocked this defense of Arsenal.
One from Hansko. Rice. So instrumental game after game after game in that midfield. He's talked several times about being shattered at various points of the season. He's given absolutely everything physically.
Bro.
And so instrumental through build-up, right? Dropping into that back four. He's the guy that plays the ball in here. It's been so often he's the guy that starts the attack from behind.
Come on, boy. Come on.
Oblak. Having missed the quarterfinal, now back in goal. Jan Oblak. Alvarez. Griezmann with a little touch around the corner. Now Llorente. A couple of nice fluid runs here, but that well overcooked towards Marc Pubil. Look promising there for a second.
Yeah, good movement from Atleti. Of course, the ball needs to be a little bit sharper. Cabil, who doesn't get forward nearly as much as Ruggieri, but will get forward when he has the opportunity.
Come on. How you gonna do like this?
For a Premier League title, 22 years it's been. Never won the UEFA Champions League.
You know, prior to seeing the starting lineup today, we weren't quite sure what he was going to do. He was asked about the last message that he's giving this group before this match. He said, let's go for it. I think we saw that, right? He liked what he saw on the weekend, a little bit freer team, a little bit more movement up top. That's really what's going to unlock this Atleti side. Raya keeps playing centrally here. You've seen a lot of pressure. I wonder if they change that up a bit. I think the messaging is clear from Mikel Arteta.
Man, what is this? Let me see, let me see. Hold on, guys.
As Alvarez, Koke combining there, and Koke's won a free kick.
Well, call that experience right there, right? There's really not a lot for Koke to look up and play to. Feels a little, he generates the pressure.
Come on, come on.
Checks now for
Come
Jokeres
on.
to hit in transition.
Come
He's in
on.
a brilliant run
Oh.
of form. Forces a challenge there from
Jokeres.
Lenormand as won his side a corner.
Saw two balls in
Oh,
leg one that were played down the left-hand side to Jokeres, where he bodied up. One that he played across, almost scored a goal from. Things stretch out. And they find him in a few more of those outlets. It's not his forte, if you will, but you can see there from a speed standpoint. It's not a mismatch with Lenormand. Of course, anytime Arsenal has a restart, a little bit of anxiety from both sides. Arsenal fans always looking for something dangerous.
Not been as prolific in the Champions League from corners, but still 17 in the Premier League this season. 3 in Europe. Jokeres making himself a nuisance.
Jokeres is running around the keeper.
Referee will come over and chat to him. To Trossard and Giuliano Simeone.
Come on.
Lifted in from Rice with plenty of air. Faria Saka on the back
Oh.
post, and he got his
After
attempt
all
on
the
wrong.
effort, after all the
two
time
lines there.
wasted,
Yeah, I
this
was
is what
about to
you
say
can
the same
offer.
thing. This thing
Bro.
hangs up in the air. Well, see, Saka's at the top of the box. Nobody dealing with him. Julian Alvarez falls asleep at the penalty spot, and almost too much time
your
for
left
Saka.
leg,
You can see
use that
Julian
leg to
Alvarez
bring
to your
it
left
up.
here, just kind of looking around. That needs to be his responsibility, and Saka just couldn't figure out what to do. Put it on goal, maybe knock it across, and
He ain't coming back.
he nailed it. He got it all wrong.
Here's White. Saliba. Lewis Skelly into Rice. Saka
Oh,
teases
that's
Ruggeri
good
into the
Saka.
challenge and does well to win the deflection for White. Trossard. Leandro Trossard.
So little space centrally here to build through. See all the blue jerseys. It's a good ball.
Run well spotted at Saka, low delivery, and it nearly came for Trossard. Gyökeres was close. Lewis Skelly only manages to control. Gabriel! Flashing wide, but it's set up for him nicely.
Good build-up. Talking about center. It's going to be the wide areas where you beat them. There's just a move by Saka to come back that Ruggeri bites with, and it's Griezmann here making a play.
Whoa!
Arsenal love to have Griezmann defending in those areas the entire game and spending his time there. Gabriel with his left doesn't miss by much here, and of course we saw the rain coming down here, so this type of shot could give the goalkeeper a little bit of an issue. At least giving Oblak something to think about.
That'll be one
Is
low
Arsenal
Bernard.
in control of this second leg in the early goings? Good challenge in there from Koke.
I look my day this match.
After all these years, remains an essential part of this midfield. Ademola Lookman, his first touch of the game, and he lost out.
What?
Ball is played in behind him, but Hansko is there to cover.
You mentioned Koke, over 700 games. I wonder how many plays he's broken up in his career. No, I mean that seriously, right? You think about how long he's played. There'll be thousands that he's broken up. It's been his job his entire career. He's done about as good as anybody throughout a career. 17 years at the club. Incredible what he's done.
Simeone is on the pitch to wave his team on. Controlled here by Pubil. He's nominally the right back, but will take very few chances to get forward as he does there. David Hansko, the Slovakian defender, joined ahead of the season from Feyenoord. Rice stepping in ahead of Alvarez, but got enough contact on him. Alvarez, a player who's been linked to Arsenal in the summer. Even Diego Simeone addressing that rumor. You can understand why, he said. He's a brilliant player, shown in key moments, particularly in this Champions League, Alvarez.
And does a good job of drawing a foul there. I'm not sure there's much in it, but that ball gets picked off. Arsenal's off to the races.
Dealing with the challenge well there, Pubil. And playing for Ruggeri. Now Ademola Lookman, who had great chances in the first leg. Couldn't put them away. Oh, it's a poor pass there from Alvarez, and White can just let it run. And Raya will get rid.
Gyökeres!
Gyökeres!
Come on!
So the play has been criticized, but he's showing well there. Did well earlier to win the corner.
Give to
Victor
Saka!
Gyökeres.
Bro,
Silly plays, but then
are
runs
you
into
going to jam
Saka.
your teammate? Are you going to jam your
Player
whole
really knew what the
teammate?
other wanted to do. They just awkwardly bump into each other.
Yeah, and you mentioned the
Pass,
hold-up play.
give
Did a good
Saka,
job of
man,
getting his
come out
body
there.
in front of the defender first, then holding the ball up. A good layoff. See here, good Hansko, and nice little back heel. And now I think anytime you get in these areas and you got Saka here, you got to give it to him now, right? Just let him go 1v1. This is not your forte. Let him go. You get in the box. We saw Saka in leg one. We saw him on the weekend. Was it he left on skates? Raul Jimenez. You heard Thierry Henry in the pregame talking about how showing video about this is the Saka we want. Any chance you have him to go 1v1, you got to give him the ball there. Just a poor decision But Gyökeres after good work.
Poorly handled there by Ben White as well as Lookman.
He not let Lookman do anything.
Really know what he wanted to do.
This Ben White, he hold
stuck in his feet.
He hold his
struggling early here. The Nigerian off that left side.
And you mentioned just a minute ago or so that he hasn't really been all that involved, and now you get an opportunity, maybe trying to do a little bit too much, but in leg one he was more involved. Go back to the Barcelona match where he was a key figure in that one for the way that Diego Simeone set this Atleti side up.
Now when you sit back and
so much success. It's a tough ball.
Right through the middle. Didn't really have a target. Hansko. And lifting wide, and Pubil was never going to get to it. Calafiori does, and now there's space. Griezmann sprinting back to cover. And giving Declan Rice an issue. He's gone beyond him.
Nicely done.
In the area, Declan Rice with a comeback, and he helps away. But a lovely individual cameo on that far side for Declan Rice.
Conversation from Griezmann with the rest of his side here as he's looking for a little bit of help. Mistimes a slide tackle here. Declan Rice has all the time in the world to lay this one off. Marcus Llorente once again breaking this up, but what a nice run from Declan Rice. Once again, Griezmann defending in his third of the field here. Anytime Arsenal sees that, you know they've got good positioning, good runners forward.
Bro, how you gonna do me like this? Man. Blood clot.
Forward, I was watching Lenormand and Gabriel. They're having a wrestling match, and it's Lenormand is really handsy on all of these restarts. Let's see if it bites him here at some point in this match.
They want for straight Lookman today.
Something to bookmark. Refereeing decisions a key part of this semi-final so far. 3 penalties given in the first leg. 2 of them were actually taken, the third disallowed.
Finish is bad.
Taking the direct option and over the head of Ademola Lookman. Atletico playing their 192nd game all-time in the European Cup / Champions League. Arsenal, their 225th. These are the 2 sides that have played the most games in Europe's top competition without winning it. Eze was pushed to the ground. Koke didn't think it was a ton of contact, but enough in the judgment of the referee. Central in towards Gyökeres, who tried to lay it off into Trossard, well defended. And Koke finding the outlet wide here with Giuliano Simeone. Griezmann. Ademola Lookman. Antoine Griezmann, what could be his final Champions League match before departing to Major League Soccer in the summer. Llorente.
What?
Flicked into Pubil. Llorente still chasing. Does get a piece of the clearance.
Bro.
Pubil, that initial touch, slides in. Calafiori, it's given us a free kick. Calafiori now signaling that he got stepped on there as well.
Good defending all around by Calafiori. The give and go, stays with his runner, makes the second play here, draws a foul. There's the end result there. You see the clip. Oh yeah, here's where he gets stepped on.
Use boot machine hard. Who be this guy? That's the fall for ground. You see, use boot machine hard for ground.
Talked a lot about it during the first leg, but it is a completely different kind of semifinal to the Bayern PSG second leg we'll see tomorrow. 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Bayern PSG.
But this has been a completely different kind of game and enthralling in its own way.
And no question about it. In a lot of ways, more enthralling. Of course, everyone loves to see goals, but we said at the end of last week's match, right, there's not one way to win a football match. Right, Arsenal's been going about it sort of this way the entire season. Atleti's been going about it this way for quite some time. Yeah, of course, they're a little bit more open this year. There's no question about that.
What?
Slipped there on that far side. Sees Calafiori on the ground. Now Llorente
Like
isolated with Gabriel.
No!
Lifted it towards Adamola Lookman, but it's too much power on that delivery. Alvarez, though, to play out the other side.
Give Lookman one small chance. You are finished.
In some ways, these tight games make each individual moment more important. Atleti concede, they might not find a way back.
Every call, every decision by the referee, every pass you make, every time you try to take a risk, sometimes the reward is not there for you. And I think in the two matchups, this and the other semifinal, Bayern PSG, we've gotten exactly what we thought we were going to get from all four sides.
Ruggeri. Lookman, pressured there by Rice. Does well just about to keep it.
Lookman's found it really difficult to find any rhythm in this match so
They give him a tough time.
Playing through the middle, a
They
risk.
let her hold ball. If you hold
Somehow
ball,
finds Koke. Eze was closest. Alvarez.
and I even 1v1.
Tricky feet there. Pubil now getting forward. Low into Griezmann. And Llorente, who turns. Llorente with the block.
Oh,
And it didn't come
leg
kindly
not
for
offside.
Lookman. Llorente was offside.
Well, it started with a dangerous pass or a risky pass from Oblak through the midfield. Good movement by Julian Alvarez to find some space. And yeah, I'm not quite sure. Ben White here at the bottom of the screen. Had he scored, I think there would have been a discussion about this one. Either way, called offside, no goal here to talk about, but really good movement going forward. And Julian Alvarez loves to drop into that midfield and unbalance the midfield, but that does mean you have to get runners in forward areas. That's what we've seen. Again, Chris, I don't know about you, but it didn't look like that one was offside from that angle.
People don't like this. Offside.
Fair bit of talk in the build-up to this one about where Atletico are staying. Switched hotels from the last time they visited North London back in October. Diego Simeone joking it's because this one was cheaper. And then they found themselves with fireworks being set off outside the hotel at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Not sure if they stayed in the expensive hotel or the cheaper one. There were going to be fireworks. Either way.
Might as well save a few bucks. And down the line, now Gyökeres in isolated Luchko. Keeps it, if only for the moment, we play on. And here's a throw into Atleti.
They've done here is drawn the outside backs on the left side, Ruggeri, on the other side, Simeone, and they've allowed Gyökeres to go and deal with the outside center back. In this case, it was Hansko. They feel comfortable that he'll win those duels. You see that ball just rolled into him. It should be an easy one for him to hold up.
You go stay there, they follow
Calafiori. Well received and well kept with Rice. White into Saka. Those two combined so well on that right side. Calafiori closed down by Antoine Griezmann. Putting in a shift. Saliba.
Atletico Madrid now 5 defenders.
Miles Lewis Skelly.
Or use 5 people.
One nervy moment in distribution, but has otherwise been up for the occasion. The 19-year-old. Gabriel now directing traffic, giving back to Lewis Skelly. White. Thought about the early delivery, does now hit one to the back post. 2 are there. Trossard comes from behind. Calafiori. And Gabriel will lift in, it deflects on its way through, and Oblak eventually controlling it and starting a break. Lovely first touch there from Griezmann. And Alvarez just sort of died in the air on its way towards Alvarez. Saliba did well to win it.
Yeah, sure did. The turnaround. Finds his footing, able to make a play. We talked about Eze coming in leg 1 in that second half. He found some space in the middle of the field. They haven't been able to unlock him. So maybe he needs to look for a little bit more space in different areas of the field. Odegaard didn't have much in that first half throughout that match. Eze came in, found more space here, but hasn't had his foot on the ball all that much today. He's dropping here a little bit deeper.
Most people in the stadium have not yet found their seats. Can't imagine they will for the lion's share of the second leg.
Oh yeah, cross now. You see there? The time when they'll take cross, they're no cross, take cross.
Finds the escape valve and gets it back.
Shoot now!
Bump there from Griezmann. Nothing in it from the referee. He will appeal. The crowd will appeal. Harried there by a couple. Declan Rice, it deflects and Oblak has to scramble. And it will be given as a corner.
Pressure here, Trossard getting on the inside of Griezmann. Not much in that one. Feels a little bit of contact, but goes down. There's not a heck of a grab on the shoulder, just the arm on the shoulder. Maybe a bump with the hip. Referee's in perfect position.
So the referee confirms nothing.
Yeah, we can read lips there. Nothing in that one for the referee.
Here was the effort from Rice. Went off the chest of Hanchko. First chance for Saka to deliver a corner in the final 10 minutes of this first half. Second leg remains goalless. The tie remains level.
Make use of your chances and stop wasting it.
Spot in the final on the line. A lot of wrestling, a lot of contact. Gyökeres and Pupil. Saka does eventually take short. Eza. Saka. Edge of the deep for Declan Rice with a blocking from Llorente. Arsenal turned that short one a few times.
Yeah, I don't mind the wrestling and both players jostling, but I think as a defender, when you have your back turned to the ball, we saw Koke in that position, we saw Simeone in that position here on this corner kick. You run the risk, right, of giving the referee an option, and Gyökeres and Lindemann are going to have a conversation here. Referee's going to try and calm things down, but anytime you're defending a restart and you're not looking at the ball, now you're inviting the referee to make some type of decision.
Gyökeres, they give their problem, just that they make stupid decisions whenever they make sense. God damn it. What the fuck?
Out of it. Could be a title race. And a position in a Champions League final secured in this building in the next few weeks. As a drifting nearly found its way through. Koke was stripped. Free kick given.
They don't miss chances. Too many chances. Too many.
Diego Simeone talking with members of staff.
There's Koke here. We talked about his experience, right? He knows just a little bit of a touch from Calafiori. I like the position Calafiore's taken up today. He's getting high up the field. It doesn't have to be wide, as we talked about. He's allowing Trossard to do that deal with Giuliano Simeone.
When you don't dribble near, If you fit pass, you pass. If you not fit, you cannot. So now one two can enter inside.
Here is Rice.
With Atletico Madrid, where they say they pack 5 people to the back. They do one two there.
Worth remembering that Calafiori arrived at Arsenal having largely played at centre back for Bologna.
Alvarez and
There, he looks almost like a number 10. Every player on this side expected to play a variety of roles and create a variety of looks. Trossard among them. Arsenal arriving to this stage of the season about as healthy as they've been all year. Only Mikel Merino really dealing with a long-term problem as is Jurriën Timber. Here's Lookman playing that second ball but giving it away.
Okay.
Gyökeres now with Trossard.
Pass now.
And Gyökeres making a strong run beyond him into that penalty area. Victor Gyökeres.
Why is he always
find the
making
pass to
wrong
Trossard.
decisions? What's the worry this
He
boy?
turns and looks and is bumped into, and Griezmann, who's it off last? Griezmann with a chest bump there for Giuliano Simeone. He locked up Gyökeres there.
I think Griezmann wants this defending on his goal line here. Of course, we always see Simeone doing this, but end up winning a goal kick here, and you can see the excitement from Griezmann. Probably not the part of the field that he wants to touch the ball the most in those areas, but he's been asked to do that a few times. A clearance a little bit earlier on the soccer cross. Doing his work defensively. Can he get a reward on the attacking side of things? Just looking at Animal. His foot on the ball here and make things happen in the attacking third.
Rice looks ahead of him, trying to find a way through. First touch always so deliberate, knows exactly where he's going with the ball. Declan Rice. Saliba struggling for an angle, and he's nearly given it away there to Ruggeri.
PSG Bayern Munich tomorrow. That will be the game, not this one.
Off the Italian fullback last. Entire left side of this Atletico system, having last played at Atalanta. Lookman joined in January. Ruggeri arriving in the summer from the Italian side. Rice scanning over both shoulders that he carried forward. Saliba. Rice into Lewis Skelly. Just looking tidy in possession. Lewis Skelly. Saka. Control back towards White, who got it into Eze. And White towards Eze again, a kind deflection towards Oblak. Ever so close to the former Palace man getting on the ball.
Yeah, we talked about the weekend and this lineup that Mikel Arteta's put out. It's all about movement underneath Gyökeres from those three. We saw it there. We haven't seen a bunch of it so far today.
Giuliano Simeone was offside here. And then had a little bit of afters with Calafiori. Shove in there. The crowd appreciated it. Can't imagine as Giuliano Simeone plays in more and more of these big games that'll be terribly well liked by opposition fans, but I don't think he particularly cares.
He's one of those players, right? Never stops. He's always biting at your heels, always trying to run in behind you. There's balls like that that are played over the top. He's always going to be the guy pressuring you from behind.
Calafiori. Trossard.
Yeah, cross now.
Lifted in towards that penalty area and away from Lenormand. Closed down and a deflection that Alvarez goes chasing. Saliba Let it run. And
Correct.
bounce in his favor.
Una dey think well now.
Not sure if he let it
Make
run
the right
on purpose
decision
or
at the
that
right
ball
time.
checked up either way. Felt
Think
kindly
well
as it
now.
looked like
Yeah, go
another
again.
4 or 5 steps. Julian Alvarez may have had a beat on that one.
Hasn't been that gilt edge chance as yet. Eza. Saliba.
Where una wan pass, where una wan pass?
Lewis Skelly.
It don be 6 now. 6 people for back. Where you wan pass?
Bukayo Saka. Show both directions. Will also
Oh, now this one I feel like
take the same
Yama. These
option.
2 people will face Saka
keep
so
the
well.
possession
He
moving.
go pass
He
inside
does with
their
Gabriel and
middle.
now Saliba. Back out to this right side with Ben White. Saka challenging from Ruggeri. Enough contact to put him off. Gabriel will have to come back and play. Raya was going to come almost to halfway.
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit more cutting edge right in that final third of the field. We knew shots and shots on goal would be difficult to come by. I don't know that we expected. So far, no shots on goal for either side.
Gyökeres making the run in behind. Oblak is out. Gyökeres gets turned.
Pass now!
Gyökeres lifting to the back post. And Trossard
Oh, be this one!
deliberates. Trossard saved from
Whoa!
And Arsenal have the breakthrough in this second leg. A stroke of halftime.
Enough chances, sis. Missed chance. What the
He's back
heck?
fit. And he's back as the star man for Arsenal, Bukayo Saka.
Bro!
Oh, how they missed him.
Supposed to be like 2 or 3 by now.
And he might
What are
just
you
have
doing?
sent Arsenal
Play
a
football.
giant step closer to the UEFA Champions League final.
Play
Well,
football.
only took 1 shot on target. We just talked about it. Bukayo
Waste
Saka,
time,
right
miss
place,
chances,
right
wrong
time.
decision.
How about the
Every
work
time.
from Gyökeres
This
and then
one
the
goal now,
patience
make
from
way for
Trossard
Napoli.
and a little
Come
bit
on,
of luck
come
for
on,
that
come
man
on.
there.
Arsenal
Saka as
PSG
it
or Arsenal
bounces
Bayern
kindly
Munich.
to him. A really good.
Damn. Bro, Arsenal play ball, but many wrong decisions. Wrong decisions. Too many.
Harry falls asleep here. Lenormand doesn't know much about it. But
Look at
on
this
contact
one.
here
He
from
said
Trossard,
not
goes
be
through a leg
the
here.
ball.
Good save
He
by
bounced
Oblak.
back, say Saka
Nothing he
go
can
now.
do here.
This, they for not even get
Deflection
this
in that
goal.
one as well.
He
Saka,
take care
the
before he
quickest
pass.
to
He dey
react to
select
put
leg. He
Arsenal
can pull
up
left.
just
He pull
before the
right. He
break.
pull left. He pull right. About play ball once.
Oblak giving up this
Chance
rebound that
open.
allows
They
Saka.
select loose leg.
to
You want
follow
whether
in.
na left or right. Whether
And the
na left or
celebrations
right.
commencing
With
in
Atletico
that
Madrid,
dugout.
they pack 5-6 people full back.
Arsenal scoring in the 44th minute of the first leg and the 45th minute of the second. They have the lead now. What will they do with it? Do they keep attacking and try and add to their lead, or will Atletico have to make the
You
game?
fit play Atletico
And 1
Madrid.
minute
Now
added at
fit
the end
play
of the
them.
first half.
Not go back to back like them. You fit play them.
The joy is radiating through this stadium. To the Arsenal 1-0. Seeing this home support. And that is the scoreline.
That is it
Going
for
into
the
the
first
break.
half.
Arsenal now lead in this semi-final by 2-1. 1-0 on the night. Bukayo Saka following in a brilliant chance and scoring as he did on the weekend. The studio team, a full reaction coming your way next.